I've recorded myself 4 times already. I just can't seem to get a good take. With that in mind, though, let's go for another. I'll get it this time. I wanted to talk a lot about the black pilled, red pilled pickup artists YouTube videos that I'm seeing a lot recently. I've been watching a lot of YouTube. I've been feeding into the algorithm and watching even more of these black pilled type content. And what I've noticed is these YouTubers, there is truth in what they say most of the time, but they can't seem to acknowledge that there's outliers. And there's one in particular that I get annoyed with, really annoyed with. You can, there's so many things. So his name is Ashton something. And I don't mean to be rude. No, I do. I'm criticizing him. It's it's just also stupid. He's got glasses in his videos indoors. Enough said. But also he can't seem to acknowledge that there's outliers in society. There's outliers. There are women outliers. I remember in particular there was this one video that I saw. He was talking about how, well, he was criticizing another YouTuber actually. He was reviewing another YouTube video. And in the video he basically goes over how this guy's completely wrong because he's beta. He didn't say beta, but that's the best way to put it. Yeah, the guy in the original the guy who he was reacting to, he had some decent okay points, but both of these guys, it seems, they're optimizing for short-term relationships rather than having any fulfilling long-term relationship. Get any girl you want, but not the girl that you should get, that you would want to have long-term. Probably could have made a crazy quote there, but I butchered it. Anyways, what else do I have to say though? That's the problem with pickup artists. Although what I was saying too was there is some truth to it. There's a lot of truth to it. The way they approach initially getting the attention of a girl and maintaining that status, maintaining that good impression upon first meeting a girl, I would say is true. So, some of the advice, I guess I'll give a couple of advice that stuck with me. And it's pretty intuitive. I would say I intuitively applied before I heard this. It was just something that you kind of know. It just makes sense. Yeah, you just know. And a lot of what they know, a lot of their knowledge comes from experience, which is good. Anecdotal evidence, but some of that is going to be faulty and you're going to make generalizations when you can't. When there are actually quite a few outliers, there is no majority in this situation. Well, what I mean by that is there's such a disparity. There's so many different. The best, the best way I can put this is 30% of girls are like this. That's the majority. And then it's segments of 10% of girls are like this, 7, 6%, 5%, 5%, another 5%, another 5%, 4%, 3%, all adding up to 100%. But the biggest section that you could find was 30%. So there was no true majority. That that makes any sense. I'm sure there's a word for it. A majority that's less than 50%. Maybe that makes sense. So, right, if you're dealing with that, you can't overgeneralize. It's yeah, you're just going to run into issues. I realized my mic volume might have been too loud. Oh well. Oh yeah, in one of the videos too. The the one YouTube there was another YouTuber who he does tier lists, which are pretty fun. I love tier lists. I should do a tier list, honestly. Tier list of fragrances. That'd be fun. Although haven't really smelled too many. I mean, I've smelled a fair amount. I've smelled a fair amount in my day. As I was saying though, in his YouTube video, he was basically saying, if you disagree with me, you were wrong. But he said it, so he had a bingo sheet of all the things that he predicted people would say in the comments, haters would say in the comments. And he basically covered anything to do with along the lines of, if you disagree with me, which is so stupid. So you can't disagree with this person. Well, okay, no. If you comment and say and you disagree with this person, with the YouTuber in question, he's going to just say, "Yeah, I had that on my bingo sheet. I predicted that you were going to say this and clown on you just because he predicted that you were going to disagree with him." I mean, that's so stupid. His one of the slots literally was anything along the lines of, and it was something, I can't even remember what it was. Two of them were like that. Anything along the lines of, what do you mean, bruh? You're covering, some of it's just so stupid. Okay, but yeah, there is a lot of truth. I'm trying to think of another thing that was pretty truthful. Yeah, basically just not caring about what girls think of you. Be very confident. All of it sums up to being very confident, not caring what other people think. Yeah, being very confident. Being very confident. Honestly, all of it is being very confident. If you follow being very confident, if you're able to be very confident or at least act very confident, you're good. I think you'd be good. I think, damn it. That's lack of confidence right there. And that has to do with, well, just being assertive. I've noticed I ask a lot of questions. So I've also been conflicted about being, I've already mentioned this, about being assertive. But the situation that I've realized it comes up in a lot is when I ask, when I talk with my friends, when I ask input about my friends. If I'm going to be assertive, that basically means I'm no longer asking input from my friends. I'm stating things and they can agree with it or disagree with it. But I I don't know how I feel about that, because when I have a friend who's very assertive in that manner, he'll say, "We're going to the club, we're going to the bar this Saturday at 9." But he'll say it the day of, or he'll say it a few hours before. That's a little annoying because there's no notice, so I can't prepare for it. And it's just like I just have to do it. No. Sometimes it really annoys me actually. And I just say no. I actually no, man. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. I'm not going. You expect me to go give in what? 2 hours notice, 3 hours notice, literally 1 hour notice? No, man. And the other thing too is, I mean, this is a little more off topic from assertiveness, but he'll cancel plans. He'll back out on plans. So he'll make this plan late notice, and then he'll just ghost. I'll say, "All right, I'm ready," and then he'll just ghost. He'll be like, well, no, he won't even respond, and then he'll respond later and say, "Oh, well, actually, we ended up doing something else." Come on, that's just a lack of respect. Yeah, but when you speak with a girl, when in terms of dealing with women, there is a lot of truth in being assertive like that. You do want to put your plans, just say your plans, don't even ask. And imply that she is going with you. She is doing things. She will do it with you. She will hang out with you. And she can always say no, but that's what you have to understand. She can say no. So if she really feels the need to say no, she will. That's why you almost don't have to ask. And sure, it's being pushy, but that's, man, if you want to attract women, you have to be pushy, I guess. I guess, damn it. You got to be pushy. It's a confidence thing. It makes you seem like you have a lot of confidence, and you do. Yeah, another one that stuck with me was asking. Right, so the one guy made a tier list about asking. Right, things not to ask, things not to say to a girl before you are girlfriend boyfriend in a relationship, in the courting process. And the one thing that was high up in the tier list, that was expert level, 99% difficulty, was asking to be asking her to be your girlfriend. And he was arguing, you don't ask. You say, you're my girlfriend now. But I kind of struggle with that because that's that's just weird. Even saying it out loud. I understand you want to be confident, but saying it out loud is weird. It's not right. It doesn't bode well. But you could still say it and be confident. There are other ways of saying it and being confident. And I think the best way I came up with was saying, I want you to be my girlfriend. Just stating that. And she'll probably say, okay. Or not even saying it. Well, I'm curious now. I don't think I've always been soy and asked, would you want to be my girlfriend? Yeah. Yeah, would you want to be my girlfriend? Always ask that. So now I have to try. I have to try the different approach. I want you to be my girlfriend. And part of that is a bit seductive too. Girls want you to be very confident. Of course, there's going to be outliers, but man, it's like a 90%. I mean, 90% of girls want you to approach them. No, sorry. 90% of girls want the guy to approach them, not necessarily you to approach them. Very big distinction. But who's to say that's not you? So be confident. It helps so much. It's insane. And yeah, there are girls that are into shy guys as well. But they won't complain if that guy is confident. In fact, he'd probably be more attractive, I would argue. It's just inherently integrated in what women look for, what women evolved to look for, what women naturally find in a partner, need in a partner, desire in a partner. Yeah, yeah, a lot of the advice given is in these black pilled pickup artist circles is for short-term relationships, initially meeting the girl, but it really doesn't optimize for having a long-term relationship. You have to be when you want to have a long-term relationship with someone, you have to be authentic. You have to be genuine. You can't hide that. You shouldn't hide that because if you sure, if you hide that, maybe you'll stick with her longer, but you won't be satisfied. It's harmful for you. You're not who you truly are being. Constantly hiding what you are, just it's not it's just not right. Everyone knows that. I don't think you should be looking for short-term relationships anyways. Long-term relationships are actually fulfilling. Yeah, oh man, the other thing too. The YouTuber really gets on my nerves. He said, "You have to be an expert to give any advice. You have to be an expert." And I've realized nobody's really an expert. You could have a PhD and still be wrong. There's no point where you reach this level of mastery that you're able to give perfect advice on. And I realized this with right. So back when I was in grade 3, I think. Yeah, it should have been around grade 3. We had this assignment where you had to create this informative instruction set. So you basically had to outline instructions on how to do something. And I found it I was like, "Oh, okay. Just another assignment." But then I realized, "Wait, what do I actually know well enough to outline step-by-step instructions to do?" So then I thought, "Okay, well, I could say I don't even know what I thought at the time, but I can give examples where I'll run into problems." Okay, now I'm not running into problems. Maybe I was overthinking it. But we'll say playing soccer. Like how do you even tackle that actually? Play soccer. Well, step 1, put on your shoelace. Step 1, know the rules of the game. What is step 1? No matter where you start, you can always specify it further. So that's that's one of the problems that I ran into. And another one was where I just didn't know how to do. Or they were just so simple that you couldn't make a list out of it. You couldn't make an instruction set out of it. For example, read a book. Step 1, open the book. Read the lines. How do you even make that a step? How do you even make read the words a step? You can't. That was a really difficult assignment for me. I ended up choosing skydiving, which I had never done before. And of course, that was during my crying phase. So I remember crying after that too, because the teacher grilled me on choosing skydiving because I had no experience skydiving. It's just funny. It was all right though. It was okay. Valuable lesson. Well, it stuck with me now. So it was maybe it was good that I cried. All that to say, there's nobody who's really an expert. It's okay if this guy titles his videos How to Attract Women 100% Genuine, 100% real. I mean, what does it mean to not be fake? What does it mean to actually be an expert? I don't think you can ever give yourself that title. And if you do, you're not being true to yourself. You're not being true to your audience. No, what people will say, and part of that is his personality, his facade of what he is. I believe it's a facade. I mean, wearing sunglasses inside, the way he acts, the way he just talks, it's annoying. It's just really, it's just annoying. I wouldn't want to be around that person. I don't know how you even have friends as that. As the top G, the top dog, the alpha male. Shut up. It's, right. One of what I was gonna say was one of his videos is you want to be cocky. Okay, sure. Go ahead, be cocky. See how many people hate you though. Pisses me off. Like honestly though, he was saying, yeah, you could be confident, but you want to be cocky. Do you know how annoying that is to people? It might work for some girls. You want to be that alpha that hyper masculine person, that hyper masculine male. But for so many people, all of for all of your other relationships, even if you manage to get that girl that you wanted, that girl that you think you want, it's going to destroy all of your other relationships. Imagine just being cocky in front of everyone. Everyone you meet. You and I've met a guy like this and I didn't want anything to do with him. It was so annoying. Girls also want you to be relatable. They want someone who they can spend time with, who can actually relate with them. And that's where the femininity in you has to come out. Obviously not overly feminine. I mean, he covers this a little bit where he's saying you'd rather be more you'd rather be extremely you should be extremely masculine than extremely feminine. I don't know why you couldn't just phrase it as I'd rather be more masculine than feminine. You want that more masculine side than more feminine side. But he's saying that there's only the extremes. You can only choose the extremes. Some of it is just so much baloney. You just can't completely justify. But I guess he's an expert in his field, so I can't say anything. Yeah, there's more I wanted to cover, but I think that's all for the pickup black pill content. Black pill, red pill content. Just pisses me off. So much of it. So annoying. So when you okay, the advice that you should take away from this: if you do end up watching this type of content, don't don't believe all of it is real just because they say it in a confident manner, in a convincing manner. A lot of what they say, all of it, basically all of it, what is from experience, from first person experience or second person experience. Second. I mean, what isn't from experience? But there's going to be gaps. There's going to be places where they overgeneralize and they get things wrong, and you have to know. You have to know to not completely trust them with everything they say. That's my TED Talk for today.